Hello, everyone. Earlier, just a little while ago, I did a little video, and then I made a written post about my moving forward in Norway. I got some information a couple days ago, and I don't like to do a lot of typed messages because a lot of times people don't know how to read, they haven't captured my voice. So when I type things, you guys don't know what I feel like you don't. I feel like people think I'm upset, and that's just how they read it. It's kind of hard to hear me all calm because I am very, in many ways I'm intense and passionate about things, but at the same time I'm calm too. So I just wanted to verbally kind of briefly explain my situation in Norway so you can hear me instead of just imagine what my voice sounds like. So I thought after a while I got the impression after a while I realized that I probably wasn't going to be able to go back to Norway until the date, like November 5th, 2 years after I had to leave unexpectedly because I stayed too long. I've talked about it many times, so I don't need to go over it again. I wasn't a criminal. It's a very stiff rule that they have about that, and it's a pretty wide sweeping penalty if you stay too long. All I can say is, unfortunately, they can't really make exceptions for some reason. I don't know why. Because I think we all know that everything I did there was very, very, very good and very, very well intended. And now that the dust is all settled, there's absolutely, the whole thing even seems even more ridiculous in many ways because there's nothing happened. There's nothing other than I was there working and spending my money and promoting Norway, and then I can't go back for 2 years. That's just, it doesn't even seem like it's a reality. It seems like it's an episode of the Twilight Zone. But imagine the Twilight Zone on like a paradise. I feel like I'm on like some kind of beach in paradise where it's like, I can't explain to you. It's like I can't even carve a tile right now because everything was like left over there in Norway. It's like carving a tile when you know you have 200 tiles that you already carved, but you can't do them yet. So it's like how do I explain that? It's like having like 200 cars that you could drive to work, but you can't get them to drive them, but they're yours. So how would you ever be in a situation where you can't get your cars to drive and you have 200 of them? So let's just go get another car. I don't know how to explain it. So I can carve tiles, but the motivation, the reason to do it isn't there. It's not there. That's why I'm doing paintings. I think I definitely need some kind of a woman to follow in my life. I need to have, at this point in my life, I need to have some goal, something I'm shooting for, and that's why it's so difficult to work towards something when there's nothing to work towards. And I put so much into it for 15 years, 17 years. And then I slowly let it take me to Norway, where somehow the unimaginable happens, and I can't go back for like I said, there's no reason. But I'm not mad right now. I'm very politely letting you guys know that that I realize it's totally not fair. It's like the most unfair thing that's ever happened to me. I realize that, but I realized that a long time ago. I realized that when they had to make me go. That's when I realized that there's this level of them not caring about anything that I've done. So I feel fine because of that. It's weird, and you might not think I'm serious, but I am, and that's just the way that it is. And I actually have closure now because I was still under this umbrella of a residence permit that I was waiting for them to answer, which was supposed to only take 3 months. It ended up taking 9 months. So go figure that out. So, right, you don't try to figure it out. It's just the way they do it. And the whole time I thought everything was going to work out. That's why when I first got back from Norway, I started carving all these tiles, and then everything happened with the letter and everyone wondering when I'm going back, and I didn't want to tell everyone about me having to leave because I thought I was going to be able to go back, and it wouldn't have been a problem because supposedly the letter, the residency, they were supposed to make their decision, and I'm not even going to think about all this, but I just want you guys to know that. So it's less than a year and a half now when I can go back, and I've spoken with the the community leaders that sold me this historic building, and my lawyer who grew up in the town. So it was like 4 or 5 days ago when they decided. I didn't get a letter. My attorney told me that they aren't going to let me back. So I'm not going to post any of that or anything. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to be going back until the penalty, the 2-year penalty's up. So which is, like I said, it's fine. I don't even look at it like a penalty because, like I said, when you did nothing wrong, when you didn't do anything wrong, you don't feel like you did anything wrong. If I had known that I had to go, I would have gone. So it's like, oh, okay, I didn't know that, but it doesn't matter. And it seems weird, and some of you guys might think it's not fair, but there's no reason to get angry or mad at anybody. You see, this is the thing. This is now. In retrospect, I think pretty much almost everything that I was believing all along was always the true thing. It was always the thing that actually was right. Everything, and if you can think all the way back, everything I always thought was thinking at the time was the right thing. But it got to the point where I couldn't continually do the right thing or post about what I wanted to post about because everyone else, because many other people were pressuring me and telling me things that weren't necessarily positive about these things that I was posting because you guys didn't understand. And I did. But I thought I understood. But I couldn't prove it. But I just believed it. And what I believed was right. But I couldn't prove it to anybody. So every time I tried to explain it to people, I got kind of laughed at. And eventually I had to kind of stop doing those things because I felt like you guys were thinking didn't know what I was doing or something. But as it turns out, I was always what I was believing was always what was really happening. So I'm not mad at anybody. I just want to say that because what I'm saying right now is also a true thing that needs to kind of be understood. And I have an advanced understanding of Norway and how people think there opposed to here. And it's not the same. And you can't be mad at them or be frustrated with them really for it. You have to just try to understand it. The only way to deal with it is to try to understand it. So if you're in Norway and someone like me comes there to start a business, I might be Jesus Christ. I might be one of the most noblest, most amazing people ever. I could be Taylor Swift. I could be Michael Jordan. I could be some amazing athlete, politician. I don't even think they would let that person come to Norway and just open a business just because of how special and important they are. Whereas here in the United States, that's kind of like how it kind of works. Like some celebrity comes to your town and wants to do some things. It's like strings are pulled and things make it kind of happen. We have this kind of feel for that because it creates this economic vibe and excitement in the town and so if you think about it, that doesn't work that way in Norway, and people get excited. They get excited that I was there. I hate it when I start talking about this stuff and everyone leaves the conversation. I really hate that, man, because this is what people need to. Maybe you guys already understand this. It's so frustrating when people leave conversations. I have 9 people watching, then all of a sudden it goes to 2 when I start talking about how I see how. So how it works is that if anyone just can come over to Norway and start making a business, then they're basically going to get overrun with business. And that's what basically is a way of looking at it. And then they have to have their own business. They have to have their own economies grow. They have to have their own people try to do their own kinds of things. If someone has special skills, and I actually did have special skills. I had special skills because I had special ways of making tiles that they don't really do much there with. And there was a Russian tile maker that was contacting me and wanted to know how to do those kinds of things. Because he saw that I was there and he learned that I knew how to do this. So, I was showing all these different skills, but it's really kind of all the things that I have to show, because I can't just show that I have the skills to do these special kind of tiles with this special kind of press. I also have to show that I can run a business, that I can, keep track of sales and inventory and create products. They want to see all these things. And so moving forward, what my plan is, like I said, the community leaders who sold me the building. This is a very historic building in this town. The community leaders are are working with me, contacting me. They're contacting me on their own will, working with me. Like I said, we're getting a live camera put on my building, which is something I wanted to do before, so we can put that on our website, and we can always go look and see what's going on in Oda, the live camera, because I don't even think there's like one or two there that don't work very well. So, that's going to be a good fun thing to have while we're waiting to go back, and then even when I go back, I'm not. We'll see where I'm at then, what's going on in my life then. But this building is very important. It's amazing to have it. And so I'll go back and because I can't just start a business when I go back, because I don't have the residency, I think just off the cuff kind of the idea of what I'll probably do is I'll probably just initially just go back and spend the 3 months there, not even worrying about the residency. Probably won't even worry about getting a residency. I'll just and maybe that's all I'll do for the first year. Is just go there for 3 months or 2 months or a month or whatever. I don't know what's going to be happening at that point in my life, but I'm going to go back and work on the building and start getting the tiles made, and probably start doing some interior work, making tiles for floors and places to start kind of, like I've called it before, the Taj Mahal of tiles is what I want to do inside the building. So that's just kind of my general plan moving forward, is just to get the production of just any kind of tile, floor tiles. Just start doing something, getting the workshops fixed up. That's just what I'm going to do, and things will happen. People will pop their head in. The people will know I'm in town. Things will slowly start to happen. Ideas will grow and be presented, and I'll have ideas, and but I really like making tiles, and I want to make tiles in the future, and I like my paintings now too. So, but like I said, it's really hard for me to just start making tiles right now, because because they're all over there in another country, and I was just taken out of it. And you have to understand what that's like. It's like they're still there in motion, but I'm not. So in my mind, they're still there in motion. So when I'm sitting here doing them here, it's like laboring to think that they're there. So if they were all here, then I could probably just start cranking them out. But they're not. They're there. So that's why another reason. But there's other reasons involved in it too. Like I said, the paintings. Like I said, I need to have a drive and a reason for doing it. So more than just to make money, because I saw what making the money does. I've made the money. I know what it's like making the money. But I need some grit. I need some grit in other reasons to get me fired up to do things. And that's why I'm doing these paintings with Taylor Swift, and so just to have them tell me that the residency is not being granted to me this time around is a relief, and that will help start the creative juices to start flowing again, because they really couldn't flow very well there for a while, because I didn't even know what I should be doing exactly, because I was being watched and monitored probably, and people were getting to know me, so I didn't even know what to do, because I wasn't there, and I can't carve tiles of Norway here. I could have just done paintings of Norway, gambling, betting on the possibility that they were going to think that was special enough to good enough to make them see that I'm really wanting to be to Norway. But what sense does that make? I bought a building there. I already own a building there. I climbed mountains. I already showed them that I wanted to be there. So it didn't make sense for me to continually show that. So what, and I wasn't just gonna hop right into my business, because I already have my employees running the business. So it was an excellent time to start doing the paintings, and that's what I'm enjoying. So I babbled on here for a while. I hope everyone has a better sense of the whole situation and how this is the best thing, really. It really is just the best thing, because even if they would have said they're granting me the residency, it just would have been a whole bunch of pressure to get over there and to start doing something in the middle of the summer, and it doesn't even make any sense. So Norway thinks these things all out, and they've been doing this for years, so they know what they're doing, and that's why, another reason why I'm not upset about it, because they know how to treat you, so that you're being treated fairly, but at the same time, you have to follow the rules, which is what I always have tried to do, but that's what makes it a little bit hard to swallow. But I'm over it now. But like I said, how friendly they are in making sure that I know that the building is. It's like they knew. It's like they know that I'm concerned about my building, because they know how much it meant to me. So they know to tell me that it's my building without me even asking, which tells you that they're concerned that I'm worrying about that. Things like that really make it easier to swallow, and makes me look forward to the future. So I don't have anything really to show, other than I'm just telling you that's what happens. So that's about it. I'm going to get back to what I'm doing here. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of a verbal update, so you could hear me and see me instead of just read my words. So I'll talk to you later.